Hi. Today what I'm going to do my informal speech on is on my upcoming speech that I would do on why I feel that homeschool is better than private school as well as public school. Now, I will be letting you know the reasons why I think it's important, the reason, the pros, the cons. I'll be giving you pretty much everything on why that I feel like that this is so important. Now, we know that there has been so much going on with shootings in schools. Bullying has been a big thing now. There's so much going on in the private schools as well as the public school. So I will be bringing out pointers and giving you resources from the news as well as articles, as well as from talking to people about why they agree that homeschooling now is better because of how things has changed so much, how the school has just changed so drastically that it's not the same anymore, that so much more is happening. So I will be bringing out all those points concerning that. Also, that how that the increase of funding has increased in the school system, especially with lunch, that they now have lunch programs. They have the lunch forms that you can fill out, and some parents are exempt and some is not. Well, for the parents like myself that still has to pay, it's quite expensive, sending my child to school just to eat lunch. They have to pay for breakfast, they have to pay for lunch, and it's such a great cost. They have to pay to be on this organization, pay to, it just so much. And in the private school, they have even more money that they have to put out. I have tried the public school as well as the private school. I have had my children in both, and I tell you, it money wise, it just really crushed me both ways. It was hard trying to provide for their education. So that is something that we definitely will be looking at as well as working on, that I will be telling you about in my speech on how it's just easier, because when you homeschooling your children, you don't have to worry about that cost. You don't have to worry about trying to make sure that they in this organization to pay for this, and then some of the organizations, the children within, they bullying because they feel like, well, I'm better than you, and it just so much that is going on. So I'm gonna be able to tell you and really break it down for you why I feel that homeschooling is better. Why do I feel that the timing is better? Why do I feel like the cost is better? Why do I feel like, the overall experience is better? I'll be sharing all this information with you in the upcoming speech that I will be giving you, which I'm very excited to be giving, because I think once I give this speech, people will see and they will understand why homeschooling will be the #1 option. And I also will go and pull studies and show you how so many parents now are going to homeschooling. Homeschooling now is a big popular thing, where you didn't used to hear about homeschooling, or if you heard about it, it was way down the line. It wasn't something big. It wasn't anybody in your community that was doing homeschooling. Now homeschooling has gotten so big, and it has really, gotten the people attention, and people are really looking at, wow, this is better. Back in the day, you didn't have TV commercials that would advertise homeschooling, because homeschooling was just really down on a low. It just wasn't something broadcast that was live that people wanted to talk about, because at the time, public school, private school was the #1 thing back then. But I will show you the statistics. I will share you where I get my sources from as well, that how it will show you that now homeschooling is so abroad, that now this is what people are going to. This is what people see, that they want the homeschooling. Now you turn on, you have commercials commercials advertising the homeschooling, telling you why homeschooling is the best now. So I'm just so grateful to be able to share this information with you, and so that you can have something to think about and really look at, and you'll be so grateful. Not only that, but to see that homeschooling, you know, even down to the safety issues, there's so much safety just happening and going on, you know, in the world. But when you're at home and you're able to spend that quality time with your child, you able to just sit there, you tutor them, you help them, you know, it's just such a joy. You don't have to be stressed out and just worry like, oh my God, I wonder what's going on at school. I wonder what's happening. I wonder what's going on there. You won't have any of that to worry about. Why? Because your child is there. You know they're safe at home and you there. And not only that, but it also will be able to create a bond for you and your child, because they see mommy or daddy, granny, or whoever it may be is there with me. So it creates a bond that they will be able to go to you and they understand, you know, wow, mom is here helping me, dad or whoever that guardian may be, they are right here helping me. So there are so much that you can look at of considering to send your child, to make your child a home student, to you know, it's so much that you can really, you know, look at it and say, you know what, this is the best choice. And I'm going to be bringing that information out on my future speech. Again, it's something that I think every parent should look at. If you hadn't looked at it, I'm telling you, it's something that you need to look at it, because I think it's very important that we look out for our children's safety. We look out that we don't have to worry about our children, you know, somebody coming into school gunning down our child. You know, I'm sure that all these schools that has been under so many attacks, you know, if the parent could go back and say, you know what, if I just had to homeschool my child would still be here today. So we have to really look at, you know, weighing the options, because so much is happening now and so much is going on. You know, yes, they did bully back in the day. Yes, they had that, but it wasn't the way it is now. Now it's just so much going on. Your children got to come home crying. They upset. They just don't want to go back to school because this person talking about them. And then when they make mistakes, you know, people don't forgive them. Yes, they might have went down the wrong path one time, but then they are labeled, you know, as a bad child or something happening, and they only make that one mistake, but they judge upon it. So, you know, homeschooling is just so much better. You won't have to worry about dealing with this. Some teachers you have in the school system, they love their children. They really have a heart for the children. But you have some that don't. But if you homeschool your children, you won't have anything to worry about. You at home, you know what's going on and you know what to do. So in my future speech, this just was some little information that I wanted to give you to let you know what I will be talking about. But you will have the full speech coming soon. So thank you for listening.